All right, let's jump right in. In the next few minutes, we're going to break down one of the most exciting opportunities in global tech today, South Korea's medical AI market. Okay, to really get this, let's start with the big picture. Just look at these numbers. We're talking about a market that's projected to leap from 450 billion Korean won right now to nearly 2.8 trillion by 2035. That's not just growth, that's an explosion. The big question is, why? What's behind this?
Well, this isn't happening by accident. It's what you might call a perfect storm. A whole bunch of factors all coming together at exactly the right time to create this golden window of opportunity.
So what's in this perfect storm? Well, you've got a world-first law specifically for digital medical products. You've got a brand new national health data platform. Then you add in the fact that pioneers like Lunit and Vuno have already proven the model works. And on top of all that, the government is pouring a ton of money into digital health. It's the convergence of all these things that makes this moment so unique.
Let's dig into that first piece of the puzzle, the legal framework. And I gotta tell you, this isn't some minor tweak. This is a complete rewrite of the rulebook.
So what's the biggest change? Speed, pure and simple. A new system has just crushed the old approval times. We're going from what could be a 390-day waiting game all the way down to as little as 80 days. That's chopping off more than 75% of the wait. A huge barrier to entry, just gone.
But here's where it gets really smart. It's not just about getting to market fast. It's about being able to improve once you're there. The new system lets companies get a sort of change plan pre-approved. So after that one-time approval, you can keep updating and improving your AI on the fly without getting tangled in red tape every single time. For anything based on machine learning, this is an absolute game changer.
Okay, so you've got the fast-track laws. But that's only half the story, right? Because for AI, data is the fuel. And that brings us to the second huge catalyst here, a plan to unlock and standardize health data on a national scale.
And they're doing it with this platform called My Healthway. Honestly, the best way to think about it is a data superhighway. It's connecting over 600 hospitals, and, this is key, standardizing the data across 12 different categories. This basically solves the nightmare of data being scattered and inconsistent, creating this incredibly rich pipeline to train AI.
So the highway's built, but will people actually use it? I mean, are patients willing to share their data for this? Well, a real-world study on a similar platform gives us a pretty stunning answer. Almost 80% of users said yes to commercial data use. That is incredible validation for any business model that relies on this data.
Okay, so the opportunity is crystal clear. The laws are on your side, the data is becoming available. So, what do you actually do? Let's switch gears from the why to the how and look at a playbook for getting in.
Look, nobody's saying it's a walk in the park. There are definitely challenges, navigating regulations, dealing with long hospital sales cycles, but the key thing to see here is that for every single one of these roadblocks, there's a known, proven solution. It's about playing it smart, using things like regulatory sandboxes and talking to the regulators early.
Now, you do have to be realistic. This isn't something that happens overnight. You're looking at about half a year just for setup, then maybe a year or more for development and trials, and then the final push for approval and sales. All in all, you're on about a 2.5 to 4 year journey before you start seeing revenue.
But here's the really good news. You are not expected to go on that journey alone. There is a ton of financial support available. We're talking big government grants, serious benefits for foreign investment, and a venture capital scene that is very, very interested in health AI right now.
So let's pull all these threads together. The window of opportunity is wide open, the support system is in place, and hey, don't just take my word for it. The path has already been paved by some amazing pioneers who proved this whole thing works.
First up, Lunit. Their strategy was genius. They knew they couldn't do it all themselves, so they teamed up with absolute giants like GE Healthcare and Philips. That's how they took their Korean base and scaled it globally, fast.
Then you've got Vuno. Their story is the perfect example of using Korea as a launchpad. They built momentum, got validated in the Korean market, and then used that to tackle and win the all-important US FDA approval. That's how you unlock the biggest healthcare market in the world.
And just to be clear, this isn't only about medical imaging. Take a look at Standigum. They operate in a super specialized field, using AI for drug discovery. By focusing on that niche and partnering with leaders like Merck, they've managed to carve out a dominant spot for themselves.
You see, everything we've been talking about is pointing to right now. The new laws kick in 2025. The data platform launches in 2025. All the signs are flashing, 2025 to 2026.
That's the golden time. That's the window. And this all leads to the final, most important takeaway. The smartest way to look at this is to not see South Korea as just another market to sell to. No, you have to think bigger. See it as a strategic hub. It's your launchpad for the rest of Asia and your test bed to prove your tech for the entire world.
So I'll leave you with one final thought. You're out there, your company is building the future of healthcare. The only question left to ask is, does that future begin in South Korea